After clearing Tail Cave, we make our way back to Mabe Village to learn that moblins have raided the village in our absence. The two kids at the entrance of the village are freaking out, and they tell us that the moblins went into BowWow's house, so we head over there to further investigate. Talking with Madame Meow Meow outside of her house, she tells us that BowWow has been kidnapped by the moblins. As far as I could tell, I don't think you can get any other information about where they went from this, so we head back into the mysterious forest to try to make our way towards the moblins. We don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary when making our way through the mysterious forest, so coming back out to the Coalant Prairie, we use our Roc's Feather to jump over the holes and grab the heart piece. Now that we have the Roc's Feather, we take the north path and read the sign that tells us that Tall Tall Heights is ahead, but we go ahead and go to the right where we see some sort of moblin cave. Entering the hideout, we're greeted with a warm welcome where they tell the moblins that they need to get rid of us. Dispatching of this first moblin with the sword and shield, we make our way into the next room. Entering this room, we're greeted with 4 spear-throwing moblins, so my best advice for you is to just keep your shield up as much as possible, that way you can get in close for the attacks. Dispatching of them and entering the next room, we're greeted by King Moblin. He calls us an assassin, which is quite flattering, I guess, and we immediately start combat. Your best bet here is just going to be to let him charge into the walls, so that way he gets knocked out for a second and you get a couple of free hits in. Rinse and repeat this until he explodes and he'll drop a fairy. You can save this in your fairy bottle if you have one. If not, you can go ahead and grab it and we can move on to the next room. Walking into the next room, we see BowWow with a rock on top of his chain. Inspect BowWow with the A button and then he will immediately be freed and kind of become this sort of like a temporary companion. Exiting the hideout, we're greeted by the owl once again, who tells us that the next instrument is still in Gopanga Swamp, so that's pretty much a safe bet to let us know that we need to head there next. As sort of like a side note, you really are supposed to go to Gopanga Swamp after you save BowWow, but I wanted to see what would happen if I spoke with Madame Meow Meow afterwards, and she basically just tells you thank you and she wants you to take the dog for a walk, so that pretty much completes this little side quest. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped any of you guys that didn't really know where to find BowWow at or anything. But in the next episode, we're going to be heading over to the Gopanga Swamp and trying to find that next dungeon. So I'll see you guys in the next video.